With new homes, new businesses, and new leadership, change is taking place in Louisville. We'll tell you all about these changes and give you some information that may be able to help you. Coming up in this episode of the 502 Report. Hi everyone, I'm Matt Schuster and welcome to this episode of the 502 Report. With the new year comes new leadership for our city. Louisville's 50th mayor, elected officials, and city council members were sworn in at a public ceremony on January 3rd in front of Metro Hall. It was a busy day full of many activities and events, all designed to help unify our city. Here's more.
It was a busy day with many events to celebrate and unite our community. On the cold January morning, Louisvillians gathered on Jefferson Street to witness the inauguration of several elected officials. Representatives from odd-numbered council districts were sworn in, with Jerry Miller now representing District 19 and David Yates representing District 25.
And I'd ask each of you to raise your right hands.
Then 4 elected officials, the county attorney, county clerk, PVA, and coroner, took their oath of office. And finally, Democratic Mayor Greg Fisher.
And be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
In his inaugural address, Mayor Fisher stressed the importance of growing jobs by improving education and focusing on becoming a healthier and more compassionate community.
So close your eyes with me and imagine Louisville in the future, 20 years from now. We will be a city where every child knows they will go to college or trade school. All of our centers of learning, from preschool to college, will be impassioned with being the best in the world. We will be a city of entrepreneurs, ambitious thinkers, and risk takers.
One city, one community, one family. One theme that was echoed at each of the day's events, beginning with the 7:30 a.m. community breakfast.
We in this room and in this community are the family that Greg talked about, and we will be, by reason of his hard work, much enhanced and much benefited in the years ahead.
2,300 residents from all over Louisville started the morning off bright and early with a free breakfast at the Kentucky International Convention Center. After breakfast, many of those folks headed over to the Cathedral of the Assumption for an interfaith celebration. With music and prayer, reflecting the diverse population of our city.
Blessed are you, God of all creation, whose goodness has brought us together this day.
And the evening wrapped up in celebration with 1,700 community members at the One Family inaugural gala event. These vacant and abandoned apartment buildings off of Cane Run Road in southwest Louisville will soon be history, and in their place will be 38 single-family 2- and 3-bedroom homes.
We're able to take it down and replace it with something that's going to make and change the landscape of that whole area.
The project is a collaboration between the Housing Partnership, Louisville Metro, and the Weber Group that's been years in the making.
Good things happen because good people work at them, have the tenacity to see them through, and ultimately are there when we can break the ground, which we would be doing, except it was too hard to break, and literally create an opportunity for affordable housing for additional citizens in our community.
The new homes will be similar in style to neighboring homes, be energy efficient, and range in price from $115,000 to $150,000.
They have a nice sense of quality of materials and diversity of materials, diversity of styles. We tried to make the look and the feel of each house more individual than just a cookie cutter, all the same kind of colors of materials. I think it's going to be a terrific looking neighborhood.
Demolition is currently underway with construction set to begin in the first part of 2011. If you need help this winter paying your utilities, Louisville Metro's LIHEAP crisis program can help. LIHEAP assists low-income residents who are past due or have gotten a disconnection notice from their utility company. The crisis program runs through March, and you'll need to make an appointment at one of these CAP offices. The Urban Government Center at 574-1157, the Newburgh Community Center at 574-1270, or the Southwest Government Center at 574-1272. The next time you walk through the Louisville International Airport, you might notice a few new signs. During more than 20 years as Louisville's mayor, Jerry Abramson was involved in many projects. Development of a new modern airfield was one of the more challenging.
Mayor Abramson exhibited great political courage in acting for the benefit of the entire community in making the airport expansion project a reality.
Look at the 25,000 jobs that are all as a result of the expansion. You look at the economic energy that this airport has created for all of us in this region, and although it was a tough decision, we made it as a community, and we made it and followed through on it, and fortunately for all of us, it worked out exceptionally well.
Louisvillians now have another option for flying to Atlanta. Vision Airlines, which has operated charter flights for years, is branching out into regional low-cost air service.
We're excited about our growth here in Louisville. We're making a commitment to the community here in Louisville.
There are now 2 daily round-trip flights between Louisville and Atlanta, starting at $99 each way.
The feedback we received from the passengers that flew this morning is they were delighted with the service and delighted with the airplane and so forth. So all good news to start with.
Operators hope to add other destinations as the service becomes more popular. There's a new certification beginning to encourage and help women and minorities who own their own businesses.
We've improved our business climate and our tax climate for business. We've expanded incentives, and we're creating programs that help our businesses export overseas. While many of these steps are beginning to pay off, we can and must do even more to develop avenues for economic success.
The certification allows minority and women-owned businesses to compete for work in states outside of Kentucky, ones that require certification by a statewide body. And creating a statewide certification program is a critical step towards creating, maintaining, and promoting Kentucky's women and minority-owned businesses.
Having a minority woman business enterprise certification program levels the playing field for us as business owners. It will allow us to have reciprocity in Indiana and other states that we can do business with. It will allow us to be able to look at the different types of thresholds that we may have exceeded in terms of the SBA, the DOT. They do have thresholds in terms of having certification.
For questions or to learn more about the Minority and Women Business Enterprise Certification Program, visit mwbe.ky.gov or call 502-564-8099.
I think this will be the culmination of fixing a problem that's been in place for 20 years.
Subpoenas are going electronic in Jefferson County.
We won't be wasting time on this. You know, we can actually be out seeing if any officers need assistance there and they don't have to come down here and see us.
The slow and outdated paper system is being replaced with a more efficient one that will radically upgrade the process for police officers, witnesses, victims, and complainants.
I'm looking forward to going online just for the simple fact that we'll be able to track everything that we can't track now. It'll eliminate all this paper. That's going to reduce cost for the county attorney's office. It's going to reduce cost for the Commonwealth's attorney's office, for everybody.
The new system is immediate and also includes scheduling software for LMPD, so an officer's availability can be checked before a court appearance is requested.
There's officers that will have 4 or 5 cases on the docket a day. They'll be in different courtrooms. The system's going to notify the prosecutors that there's a conflict. This officer's in multiple courts this day. So hopefully that will cut down on an officer not being in a courtroom when a case is being handled.
Under the current system, there's no efficient method for viewing subpoenas served, those still pending or any continuances that have been requested.
Inability to get court continuances on time to the officers, inability to get subpoenas on time, inability of all the different partners that play a significant role in those officers getting those subpoenas on time, the inability of us communicating together so that information get out expeditiously. E-subpoena is addressing that issue.
LMPD's component of the program will be the first to go live early this year. The e-subpoena system was funded with a $480,000 Justice Assistant Grant through the Federal American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. The main entrance to City Hall on 6th Street is open to the public once again. For years, that entrance was closed due to budget constraints and security concerns. With 3 entrances, it's sometimes difficult for the public to find their way into the building.
You had entrances on Congress Alley, you had entrances on Jefferson Street, but then you needed a wayfinder to find your way to City Hall, where the people's business is conducted.
But in August, renovation began on the area, including plaster and woodwork, painting, and lighting.
I'm awfully happy that we have been able to do that this year and to reopen the front door to the People's Hall.
Now, a security person will be at the 6th Street entrance from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday, with extended hours for council meetings. The renovation work cost $30,000 and was paid for with carryover funds from the Metro Council budget. If you're looking for a new spot to dine downtown, anymorelows is a new upscale steak and seafood restaurant opening near 4th Street Live.
We'll take a walk back down to the Merlot room here, and you get a feel of our largest room.
In his last week in office, Mayor Abramson toured the renovated space, which will employ more than 100 locally.
We're just excited about working with you from the get-go and the opportunity to bring you guys in.
A federal stimulus grant helped to make some of those changes possible.
We put together a package to help with the reconstruction of this facility from our regular Metco loan program, which is available to businesses across the city. And then we also use some of our stimulus energy efficiency money to bring in new ductwork and new kitchen equipment that would be more energy efficient.
The restaurant features crab legs, steaks, and sushi, and is opening in an 11,000 square foot space in the Starks building on 4th Street, January 18th.
There are a lot of entrees that we prepare at your table or finish at your table, whether it's filleting a Dover sole or slicing a Chateaubriand for the guests. And then we flame up a couple of desserts, and people like it. We get a chance to interact with our guests a little more, and the guest is, it's something out of the ordinary that we try to do.
anymorelows is a regional restaurant with locations in Indiana and Ohio. To find out more or to check out a menu, go to eddiemerlots.com. Thanks to the generous support of businesses and residents of the community, the Louisville Zoo has reached its Kresge Challenge goal and fully financed the rest of Glacier Run, including the Arctic Ambassador Center and the Stellar's Sea Eagle exhibit. Funds received by the zoo will be used for critical maintenance of this exhibit to ensure that it's maintained for generations to come. Donations can still be made online at louisvillezoo.org or by calling 238-5614. For thousands of local children, and quite a few adults too, sledding is a highlight of the winter season. Metro Parks will open hills in 6 of the parks for sledding. Designated sledding hills include Cherokee Park, George Rogers Clark Park, Joe Creason Park, McNeely Lake Park, Tyler Park, and Charlie Vettner Park. Go to louisvilleky.gov for more information on sledding rules and safety tips.
I'm Matt Schuster, and thanks for joining us for this episode of the 502 Report. We'll see you next time.
Metro TV, a public service of Louisville Metro government.